5 historical references in the movie Sinners. 1. Convict leasing. After the Civil War, enslaved people were emancipated, and the South's financial stability was rocked. So they exploited a loophole in the 13th Amendment that says slavery is banned except for as punishment for a crime. They started locking up primarily black men for ridiculous things like vagrancy or not having proof of employment, just so they could lease the prisoners out to do the same work they had been doing while enslaved. In the scene in the car, Slim, Stack, and Sammy drive past a group of men chained together working on the side of the road. They were in the convict leasing system. As Slim is recalling his personal experience with those men, he seamlessly flows into a hum, a really beautiful way of illustrating how blues music was derived from the pain of the realities of Black American life. 2. Juke joints. Juke joints came into existence in the South during the Jim Crow era as a place of escape for Black Americans. Between segregation and the burgeoning prison labor system, Black joy was often criminalized. So Black people had to create their own spaces for fun, entertainment, and socialization away from white communities and law enforcement. They used abandoned buildings. They built shacks out of available materials to create secret places for the community to play music, drink, gamble, and just spend time together. These juke joints were the epicenter of the blues and jazz genres, and they were places where Black people built community, culture, and happiness. So it is no surprise that the vampires wanted to steal it and the KKK wanted to destroy it. 3. If you were wondering about the Asian family that ran the stores in the towns, in the years following the Civil War, Chinese people began settling in the Mississippi Delta in search of work. With the abolishment of slavery, Mississippi whites first turned to Chinese settlers as a new potential source of cheap labor. But realizing quickly that agricultural work was not lucrative for them, the Chinese people turned to a new occupation: owning grocery stores. In the movie, there is an almost unnecessarily long shot of Grace and Beau's daughter crossing the street to get her mother, but the point is to show that they operated one store for white customers and one store for Black customers, speaking not only to segregation in Mississippi at the time, but to Chinese people's unique ability to move seamlessly within both cultures. 4. Clarksdale, Mississippi. The movie takes place in Clarksdale, which is considered the birthplace of blues. It was founded in 1848 at the intersection of two former Native American trade routes, the Choctawhoma Trade Trail and the Lower Creek Trade Path. Prior to the arrival of Europeans, the area that became Clarksdale was home to Choctaw and Chickasaw tribes, very spiritual people who have a long history of defending their tribal lands. While the Indian Removal Act of 1830 robbed them of their lands and forced them west of the Mississippi River, many Choctaw Indians remained in the area, so it makes sense that they would show up in the movie immediately identifying Remick as evil and chasing him in an attempt to protect the people and the land. And 5, sundown towns. Sundown towns are all white towns, some of which still exist today, where Black people are not allowed to be after the sun sets. If they are out after sundown, white people would arrest, attack, or even kill them. Now, while the movie didn't take place in a sundown town, you can see how it brought the meaning of sundown towns to life in a very unique way: white vampires that come out to hunt and kill Black people after the sun goes down.